experiencing a lot of sad emotions and a sense of missing you. There have been some boundaries put in place, and this could have been your choice, it could have been their choice, or it could have been something as a result of family or professional obligations. But this distance or separation is making them go a little bit crazy and hoping that they get to see you soon. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day, a good weekend. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box. As sorry, sometimes I'm like, they're like robotic, saying the same thing over and over again doesn't work for me. You can also find information in the description box on how to become a member. There's a lot of additional members content, shorts, videos, and there's also a live stream for members only, the stars and the towers tiers at 6 o'clock, which is 3 hours from now, roughly. Hello, Kikontroller. Hello, Zatskia. How you doing? All right. What should we start with? We're going to go with the Cats Rule the Earth Tarot. Hello, Drew. Hello, Ricky Bobby. Hello, Erkin. How are you doing today? So I figure while you're here, Erkin, I should just let you know there's some sort of error with regards to the large quantity gift memberships, and I'm worried to say something because I don't want you to think I'm not at all super thankful. I am. But I think if you're able to do smaller sets of them, that might avoid the issue. At any rate, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. All right, what do we have? The Nine of Cups in the reverse. This is like, I don't want anything. Everything is irritating for this person right now. Hello, Nil. How are you doing today? I think it's Suvik, is right? Yes, Suvik. Thank you for the tip. Upcoming financial. I got you. And I hope you're having a good day. I think you know how it works, but it's usually about 30 minutes in when I start the personal questions. So feel free to hang out for the general reading or check back around that time. Hello, Corey. Hello, Chandra. How are you doing? So we've got somebody who basically is feeling like it's difficult to make choices on what they want to do. They might feel a little bit aimless or frustrated with the choices in front of them. And yet, I think they know that part of their frustration is tied to their own decisions or, the path that they chose. Hello, Raj. How are you doing? Hello, Praktik. How are you? We have the Three of Pentacles. And the Empress, 2 threes. Because the Empress is the third in the major arcana. Well, fourth technically, but the Fool is number 0. So look, I feel like we've got somebody who either because of their associations, family or friends, or because of their work, they can't be close to what they want to be close to, which is probably you. This could also be how you feel, right? But we've got somebody who's trying to focus on, like, this is the end goal, or this is what I want to build for myself, but it's disruptive or it's making it difficult for me to get what I want, and, like, nothing makes me happy here. Hello, Mona. How are you doing? Hello, Orkin. How are you doing? Happy birthday. Meeting day. 2 of Wands in the reverse. Page of Wands. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I feel like this is somebody who is concerned that something isn't going right in their relationship because they had to go elsewhere. So this could be someone who's married or living with their person and then had to go for like a training event or had to go be a caretaker for a short while for someone in their family. But it feels like something is off with their relationship and they can't quite figure out the right approach to figure out what needs to be done, right? Hello, Farkas. How are you doing? Hello, Justice. Hello, Severo. I hope I said that right. Hello, Meow. What's up? Oop. We gotta be doing English, please, because I don't know what you're saying. So if you could translate it, that would be great. Hello, Pink Panther. I do not mind your beliefs being shared in the live chat, but please be sure that you're respectful of other people's beliefs or you will get timed out. Same to you, Miss Sandman, or Mr. Sandman. All right. Wait, I can't read that. UTSA? Utsa? We've got the Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords. This looks to me like somebody is deciding, okay, I think I'm going to make a trip or I'm going to find some way to see if this person is doing all right. For others of you, this Eight of Swords is a little bit louder, and the sense of being disconnected or not really knowing what's going on with this person and feeling like you can't really say anything about it because it's supposed to be a little bit distant. It's frustrating. I'm trying to figure out a way to resolve it. With the Knight of Pentacles and the reverse, this is not a long-term situation. So it's like, I'm trying to be patient, but at the same time, like, is this done yet? Hello, Darnell. What's going on? Hello, Woozy. How are you doing? Hey, Mr. Sandman, please do not repeat your messages. Just a little bit of a timeout. To be respectful of the others in the live chat, okay? I'll let everybody else answer that as opposed to be... Oh no. Sorry, guys. All right, so we've got the Three of Swords. Wow, and the Three of Wands in the reverse. So that's twice now we've gotten two threes together. Yeah, I think there's some unexpected, heartbreaking situation. This could be the motivation for why they have to do something a little bit out of the ordinary or live somewhere different or be at a distance from you. But I do also think that for some of you, it's an unexpected difficulty that maybe you felt was going to be a little bit easier to get through than it's turning out to be. Hello, Shirag. How are you doing? I'll do personal questions at about 30 minutes in, with priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Solma. Oh, I do wish the best for you. All right, so we've got the Sun in the reverse, Temperance in the reverse. Yeah, I think you know something's off. Your intuition is telling you that they're acting strangely. Maybe it's just in how they're communicating or how little they're communicating or what they're not telling you, but your spidey senses are like, we need to investigate here. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let me know if you want me to pull a few cards for you, okay? Hello, Diesel. And I hope you're having a good day, Co-Create. I love the emojis. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Swords. I think this is directly connected to somebody's communication habits. Either they say something and it doesn't sound right and you can tell that they're lying, or they're not available when they normally are. Maybe you have like a weekly call scheduled where you can connect and catch up. Maybe they leave you with no reply overnight, which was very unusual. There's something here that makes you feel like I've got to figure out what's going on because this distance is causing a problem. I can just feel that it is, right? I'm glad to hear that. So I do have longer form readings available. And that's why I have my email address in the description box if you'd want. Up to 70 minutes is the longest that I do. Otherwise, at 30 minutes, I do personal questions. Sometimes people ask, 4 questions, but they tip anywhere from like $2 to $20. And I do those at about 30 minutes in. I do sometimes do free ones as well. I will admit, though, I'm in a little bit of a pinch for time, so I might not be able to do that today. Oh, you're assuming they won't understand? Give them a chance, Drew. Ooh, listen to your intuition on that. So look, this person who's at a distance from you, they do something that makes you feel like they're not acting like they normally would, or their communication style is out of the norm. And you might do a little bit of research. You might start looking into things. Let's say, they tell you, oh, I know we normally talk at 9 o'clock, but I'm going to be at such and such a place because David Copperfield? No, is that his name? Is performing? I don't know. I was trying to think of some obscure reference. And then you hop online and you're like, but that's tomorrow night. Like, your research doesn't really back up this person's assertion. Hey, Nevaeh, please don't repeat your comments. I'm going to put you in a little baby timeout. When you come back around, feel free to participate in the live chat, or if you're looking for a personal question, I would encourage you to wait until the 30 minutes in. Hello, Manish. How you doing? So we've got the Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I think someone's checking financial records. I think you could have seen a receipt, or you could have felt like someone was dressed unusually nice. You could have felt like they were not willing to tell you what was really going on, or not interested in answering your questions. Maybe they were just acting like they didn't have time to talk to you. But you pick up on this and you do a little bit digging. You look into something. You do a trust but verify kind of thing, and you find out where some money was spent, or what's really been going on, or if somebody's been living somewhere else. Yeah, I do feel like you have either got like a little bit of an internet sleuth capability here, or there's someone else that you're able to ask. Maybe you know another person who's on the trip or training, that kind of thing. Hello, Mina. Hello, bestie Tiana. How's it going? Hello, Holly. Hello, Sandra. I sure hope they are. Let's see what else we've got. We're going to grab a few from the Romantic Lenormand. What else do we have? LOL at Candy Cane. Do I like cheese? I dip cheese in other cheese. I grew up in Minnesota, and while I realize it is not technically Wisconsin, and while I realize that most of like our sports rivalry is Minnesota versus Wisconsin, I have a deep love and appreciation for the people of Wisconsin who make some of the best cheese in the world. Specifically cheese curds. I miss that. I don't find those down here. Not good ones anyways. You know, the kind of cheese that's squeaky when you bite into it, not the fried kind. All right, so we've got the tree and the fox. Why do I love this so much? Another reference to your strength. See, I can't help but see this as someone who's trying to be sneaky. Now, keep in mind, the fox is a card that can literally talk about reconnaissance. So in a way, this is like kind of reversed energy. Because I feel like this tree is somebody who's like dressed up as a tree and like watching somebody and like like trees aren't supposed to move, but they're moving. So I feel like the person who's trying to be sneaky, the person who's tiptoeing around, or maybe even doing some of the reconnaissance of their own, they're being followed or they're being watched. So I don't know. I feel like they're not expecting to be figured out. Whatever they're up to. Maybe they're just spending frivolously or like gambling or I don't know. Maybe they have an extensive collection of fairy figurines and you asked them to please stop buying new ones. You're going to figure it out, whatever this person's doing. But I see you as the tree who's watching. Oh, see, we've got an owl who's probably just chilling in the tree. Like, woohoo, I see you doing some weird shit. Hello, Just Jokes. How are you doing? Hello, Daniel. What's going on? We have the crossroads, indicative of a difficult choice, but it's also directions, north or south. So maybe someone lied to you about where they were going. I had a training experience for work that was a week and a half long, and so therefore it went over a weekend, right? And some of the people who were there with me were away from their family, their children. Some flew back for that weekend and then came back Monday morning. And others were like, got some time to myself. I'm going to make some bad decisions. I'm going to party, get a little tipsy. And they had maybe a little bit too much fun. Like some of them were straight up hungover Monday morning. Like, some of them took little trips. This could be somebody who's lying about how rigorous the schedule is, or the ability to travel back, or see this person over the weekend, and they're deciding to go elsewhere or do something different than what they tell their person. Okay. We're going to go with the Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, do you? That's good, lords. Oh, haven't we all? It's true. Lords, I believe if you're talking about exercising demons, in my head, what I'm picturing is like demons doing jazzercise. I think if it's exorcising, like exorcist, it would be with an O, just to be a little bit obnoxious. My apologies. Hey, Drew, I think I've had enough. You're just weirding me out. So I'm going to ask you for some space, okay? Including in my email. Zumba. I like it. That's funny. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Burpees is another good one. I used to hate those things. Oh, Lord. Hello, Grindhard. How's it going? Hello, Nolan. I think it's going great. What about you guys? Jeffrey, this is a general reading, and in approximately 10 minutes, I'll be switching over to the personal questions. So if you have one, feel free to tip or donate. Look at a new... Ooh. I got you. Thank you. Yeah. Is the answer to that question. Hey, Utsa. I did that probably about 10 minutes ago if you want to rewind. But I would ask you to not repeat the same question, please, or request. All right. So we have the Ten of Presents or Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Presents or Ace of Pentacles. Don't you love that card? And the Four of Presents or the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I think you end up figuring out what's going on with the finances or why things feel weird. This person's trying to tell you one thing, and your deductive reasoning or your investigations lead you to a different answer. So maybe your spouse is telling you that there's lunch available during training, but you know it gets a little bit expensive, and then you find out they've been going to, you know, like the lunch buffet at the local strip club, or you find out that they've been gambling instead. There's something weird here about the opportunities that they have after the training, or when they're not taking care of a family member. When they're on their own, they're making some kind of questionable choices. And it probably impacts your finances. Hello, Holly. You were indeed. So we have the Hierophant in the reverse and the Devil. This is like blaming the boss when it's not the boss's fault. You know, bosses, they get a bad rap because, like, a lot of them suck. A lot of them could learn some etiquette or manners. Some of them are great. This is somebody who's like, man, you know, we're working like 12 hours a day. It's brutal. I'm trying to make sure I get enough sleep. Sorry, I'm not talking to you as much. They're like exaggerating what the requirements are. Either I have to work through the weekend or I'm working like 12 hours a day, because they want to have time to do whatever they want to do, even though they're married. So they're not, I mean, maybe you guys just live together. Maybe it's just like a long-term relationship. Maybe you got kids together. But this is somebody who's like, haha, you can't like check because you're not here. So I get to do what I want. Maybe they quit smoking cigarettes before they, you know, went to this training program and started taking care of a family member, and now they're like, haha, I can smoke and nobody can like call me on it, you know, that kind of thing. Doing well. I hope you're enjoying your weekend, Rachel. We have the Nine of Swords or the Nine of Needles. Nine of Presents or Nine of Pentacles, and the Five of Needles or Five of Swords. You know what I see here? I see someone getting caught lying about what's been going on. This is their fear, getting caught, right? There it is. So they think that they're clever. They think that nobody is going to be able to figure out that they started smoking cigarettes again because they're being all sneaky, or, you know, they drive around in circles and nobody's with them, but they don't realize they smell like it. You know what I mean? Like there's something that their plan is not exactly executed in the best way. Therefore, their secret does not remain secret. We have the Sun in the reverse, the Seven of Candles or Seven of Wands, and Justice. Someone maybe leaves the pack of cigarettes out on the table in the hotel room when they're FaceTiming, or, you know, they accidentally pocket dial their spouse while they're in a bar. You know, there's something here that it's almost like it was destined to make this person have to tell the truth about what they've really been getting into and how they were trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm just working so many hours. Gosh, I don't know. Sorry. Oh, they're lying. All right. This is the Morgan Greer. I'll pull a few cards from this and then we'll start with those personal questions. Sorry, Rachel. Nicholas, I'm assuming you're making a joke, but I would also just ask you to be a little bit cautious because it might be something that someone else is dealing with. We've got the Two of Pentacles. If I've misjudged that, then my apologies on that. But we've got someone who is going to have to tell the truth now. Hey, you told me that you were doing XYZ and that's why you couldn't, you know, come home for the weekend. Or you told me that your aunt was still going to need somebody to help for another week, but it looks like you left like 2 days ago. Can you tell me what's going on? Just a little curious. So there's a confrontation here. Maybe confrontation is a little bit of a strong word, but it's, hey, I've got something here that looks like a piece of evidence that contradicts what you were saying was happening or going on. Could I get your comment on it? Defend yourself. I've caught you in a lie, and now is your moment to tell me how I'm wrong. Ooh. We've got the World, the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, okay, so basically it feels to me like now they realize I don't really have an option of lying. This person's like here, or they've found some evidence. I think this is not necessarily the type of person who's going to double down on the lie. I think they realize I've been caught. And the easiest thing for me to do, or perhaps the most mature thing to do, would just be to own up to it, right? Hello, Niraj. How are you doing? So we do have some perhaps addiction or some little bit of a reality check, but I think it goes well because the person who's been hiding from you they look at this as the right time for them to own up to this, address it, and stop doing the same thing. So I do feel like this has a positive outcome in terms of somebody learning a lesson or changing behavior. And I do appreciate that. All right, let's switch over to those personal questions. We've got Nil or Suvik up first. Hello, ASM. How are you doing? Yeah, thank you for liking and subscribing. All right. So for Suvik, we've got, what is the upcoming financial status for Suvik, please? The Chariot in the reverse. The Sun. Okay, Queen of Cups. I feel like there is something here that has been blocking you that you've been unaware of with the Chariot in the reverse. Something that has made it more difficult for you to be successful. But you run into, or maybe even just like a stranger who happens to be very perceptive or compassionate, you run into somebody who says exactly what it is you need to do. I don't know if you've ever had one of those really strange conversations with someone on a plane where it's like, hi, I've never met you before, but let's talk about our lives for 2 hours and then you'll give me some of the best advice I've ever had. If any of you have gone through that, maybe it's just been the most annoying conversation you've ever had. But this is like you cross paths with somebody who has a very kind and generous heart, and they identify the blockage for you. Because there is something here that is blocking things improving in the financial department for you. When does this change? So if you are able to take this person's advice, this Queen of Cups advice, regarding what is the obstacle for you, I see within 7 weeks a pretty significant increase or sense of success in terms of finances moving in the right direction. All right, so for co-create, we have, will I get the new life love that fits your standards? Yes. We have the Empress as your answer and the Fool. This is somebody you have not yet met, and this is somebody who is taken with you pretty early on. Eight of Wands. The King of Pentacles in the reverse and the King of Swords in the reverse. So it looks to me like you have someone you need to watch out for that could be kind of like a false love. Someone who may seem like they meet all of those requirements or check all those boxes for you. But this is somebody who's lying about their stability. So be cautious. Acknowledge that there is a choice here and there's someone who is a fraud. They're hiding their true character, and around the same time, you meet the person who is actually what you're looking for. So just keep in mind that the timing is very similar for those two. Oh, good luck. All right, let me see. Um, You're funny. I'm trying to find that question. I cannot find it. Hello, Connor. How are you doing? Let's see. I want this guy. We have a lot of friends in the live chat. That's true. Let's see. Oh, I missed saying hello to Renee. What's up? Hello, Aaliyah. How are you doing? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. That's funny. All right. I don't know, you guys. I was looking for a freebie to do. Just jokes. You want me to pull a random set of cards for you? Oh, you're so welcome, Co-Create. Yeah. Thank you, Grind Hard. All right. Truth or dare? Oh, no. We didn't agree to that one. You like spam. Is Micah talking about Grind Hard? Radmia? Si, senor. Yes, she is. All right. It looks like Just Jokes is not interested. You know my question, man. Mina would like to know what significant other feels or thinks about Mina. 7 of Cups in the reverse. 3 of Swords. The Hierophant in the reverse and the 4 of Cups. I don't really like this. It makes me a little sad inside because this feels to me like somebody who is waiting for the right moment to have a difficult conversation because they feel like you two won't work long term. With the Hierophant in the reverse, this is like oil and water. But I don't feel like I can talk about this yet, or I feel like I need to wait a little bit. I'm sorry. This is somebody who feels like at some point the two of you won't be able to make it work. Is there someone else interested in Mina? It looks like by the end of the year, there's somebody who is very taken with you. So you might meet them during the holidays or like at a holiday party. But this is something that happens if the other thing walks away or you end the other connection. So not to just kind of like tempt you out of a situation, but more so let you know this isn't necessarily like the only fish in the pond, right? Is that the thing? So my advice to you is to remember that if you can sense that somebody isn't excited or feeling good about choosing you or being around you, that's okay. Sometimes it's just not a good match, but you deserve to be communicated to regarding that. It may make sense for you to just bring it up. Maybe you also feel like it's not really working out. But if you want to meet somebody new, I would be single before the end of the year. Hello, Leland. How's it going? Okay. So I'm kind of feeling like you don't want me to pull any cards for you, just jokes. No problems. Raw Empress is asking, what are her feelings towards me? Strength and 9 of Wands. Defensive energy, protective energy. A sense of losing a little bit of control. Healing energy. Oops, sorry. 4 of Swords. There it is in the upright. So this is someone who feels like you ground them. You help them in difficult times and like shine the lantern on the path when they lose their way. So I would say a lot of respect and care from that person. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video